moment. And it changed you as a person, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. And I think that both of them completely shift my life, gave me the freedom just because I made that commitment that I won't look back. And I won't tell you that it was easy, because I'm by myself here in Los Angeles, so I don't count. I mean, I have parents, but they count on me. So having that shift, jumping beforehand, you have your savings and everything, but going through that difficult financial situation where you don't have a big fat check, not coming from the flip, but getting paid. So that was definitely a challenge, but also a blessing. And you start changing the way that you look at life, the way that you look at money, and actually it opens other doors to abundance, because it really, yes, you have to. It will get your heart, your passion in jeopardy. And if you're not really committed, that's when you're going to struggle. So that was my biggest challenge and gift.
So for me, my biggest challenge, I echo that I was actually an engineer as well, former recovering engineer. And when I set out, my mindset, it wasn't so much that, I want to be an entrepreneur. I know a lot of people just, they want to start their own business. That really wasn't me. I just wanted to make sure I was set up financially for retirement. And I was making great money. I also have an MBA, so I was very much in the corporate world, making good money, stocking away my 401k, doing the math, and realizing that's not going to cut it. I'm planning on living. I try to eat healthy, and I want to live to an old age, right? And I could see myself running through this bank account pretty quickly, this little nest egg that was developing. So I knew there had to be a better strategy. And I just had to switch and put my mind on, okay, I know it has to be creating my own business and point it in the right direction, and then just put one foot in front of the other. Take that first step. And I knew in my heart, in my gut, and my intuition that this is where I needed to go. And I didn't know how to do it. I was the same way. Like, oh my God, the fear that you have of not knowing how to start, especially when you're used to this very structured environment. And what I did was get educated as well. So spent a fair amount of money doing it, but it was like my college. That's how I viewed it. And I made that money back on my first fix and flip that I did. And then everything else from that point on is gravy, right? So that challenge of just getting going, you one foot in front of the other and break things down into baby steps and just go little bit by little bit and keep going forward, keep moving forward, keep failing forward, as they say. Now, as far as a deal goes, the biggest challenge was my partner and I, we were lending on a fix and flip that the borrower, so we were the money provider, and this borrower, he was actually a licensed contractor, but come to find out his license had lapsed. He did everything wrong. This was a very high-end community in Palm Springs. It was a golf course community. He put in beautiful travertine floors, and we saw pictures of it. Oh, it looks great. We get out there, it's all uneven. It was just devastating. So we had to take back the property. It was actually a 2-package deal, so we foreclosed on one. The other one was a deed in lieu of foreclosure. If you know what that is, it's just a quicker way to get your property back. We took back both of those properties, and my partner and I, Leah, we had to have this heart-to-heart conversation. What are we going to do? Because we had investors that had helped to contribute with this, and we had promised them we were going to pay them. And we decided, okay, our value system for our business is we want to do right by those investors. And we want to make it seem as if nothing has happened. They don't even know what's going on. While we're then under the hood, leveling travertine floors and fixing, you would not believe, as a fix and flipper, oh my God, you would not believe how this property was done. But we had to do right by it. And we now have a good news story We did lose some money on that, but we've had other nice wins. Our biggest win, to complete the question, was $250,000 on a property we did, so that was a nice one. We also have a storage property that's cash flowing $6,000 a month, so that's a nice win for us as well. So you do get those, and they balance out some of these challenges. But we also, from that challenge, we have a good news story to tell. So we're still in the business of getting investors and working with other people with their money, and we have this story that we can share with them that, hey, we have never missed a payment to our investor. Even when things got rough, we pulled ourselves up by our bootstraps and we kept moving forward. We kept failing forward.
So actually, every time somebody was talking, I'm like, yes, oh yeah, and all these stories are popping up, and I'm like, oh, I remember that too. So in this business, there is a lot of challenges. When I had a bunch of interns in my office, they're like, it's so hard, a bunch of things are happening. I'm like, this bob and weed, you bob and weed, you're gonna get knocked on your butt sometimes, and you just get back up. So one thing that Iris was saying with the contractors, I had one person call me and he was saying, I need to speak to the man in charge. And I was like, I am the man in charge. He would not speak to me. And it was so crazy. Like, as I said, okay, so I have my contractor with me, and like, he just wants to speak to a man. So he got on the phone, he's like, hello? And he started talking about the property. He's like, well, no, you have to talk to her. She owns the property. I was thinking about it. He was so mad. You know, so I mean, you can come across weird people all the time. But I remember this one day, everything went wrong. Like a deal fell out. I was having problems with contractors. A buyer was acting weird, and I was like, I hate this business. I totally hate this business. I remember I was driving, and then I get a call. Oh, hey, we're going to be wiring your assignment fee to you. I think it was like $10,000. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I was like, okay. And then I got home. There was a check waiting for one of my rentals. I'm like, oh. Okay, I love it again. So it's funny. I mean, you have these bad challenges, and then you have these nice little wins that you're like, oh, okay, so you just celebrate every win to get going, you know. And it's so funny, I was watching Moana. Have you seen that cartoon, Moana? I was like, she's an entrepreneur. I'm like, everything she went through is like what I went through, you know. She's going on her little boat and crash, right? And then so what she had to do, she had to get I forgot the guy's name, to help her. I'm like, okay, she needs a mentor. Okay, cool. You know, I need a mentor too. And then she goes out there, and then she goes and she thinks she's gonna make it, and she fails again. I'm like, oh man. And then she remembers her why. So I think it's really important that you know why you want to do this. You know, so for me, it's my family. You know, I was like, oh, okay, I got to do it for them. You know, and of course, you know, I have some luxury stuff too. But you got to, you know, I think, okay, I want to have kids. You know, my parents are getting older. You know, and then now that I'm married, I'm like, hey, my husband's parents. You know, so I was like, okay, you know, we got to come together and do something that's bigger than us. You know, you can help other people out. So yeah, the challenges are definitely there, and you will fail. And I think the biggest challenge I'm going through right now. I'm in a transition phase. I'm going from wholesaling and rehabbing single family, and I'm trying to get into the commercial space. So that is even more challenging and more not woman friendly. But you know, the thing is, I'm determined to push through it. And then, you know, interacting with you women here, you know, is really giving me this, in Spanish we call it giving me ganas to keep going. Yeah, so you will have ups and downs, you know, but you just push through them.
Does ganas translate to ovaries? I think your ovaries are clanging now. Your ovaries are clanging. It's not like, oh, do you got the balls to do that? No, my ovaries are clanging. That's just so you know. That's no Queen 101. Yeah, you know, I think what I'm noticing is a pattern, maybe you have too, but, you know, there's a lot of ways to make money, but the way you frame it is what matters. Like, I hear people talking about, yeah, I'm making money, but how am I being of service? And you find a deeper meaning that the dollar's great, right? But all of you, I'm hearing that. And so, because like the guy who picks up your trash, he can go, oh, these goddamn, trashy people, I got to pick up all their crap every day, he has that attitude. Or you can have a trash guy that comes along and goes, oh, I'm so happy to help beautify these people's lives and help them. So it's not necessarily what you're doing, but your intention and your orientation to it that makes it a beautiful, living, thriving thing. And so, I've already spent a lot of time talking about some stuff, but like for me, taking my ability to do notes or property, owner financing acquisition, owner financing disposition, what charges me up, one of the things is that I'm able to create more home ownership because I can buy a property. If I get really good at getting properties at a good price, then I can turn it around with owner carry and make sure that a family with kids, like when my kids were little, I desperately wanted a yard. Well, we need to, I can get some family that's stuck in an apartment and, and give them a home ownership, and that's 4 lives, 2 kids, 2 parents, so we get a chance to make a difference, and then, I want them to keep paying me, so if I know they have a skill that I can use, so next time I need that gardening or that cement laid, I'm going to go to one of my borrowers, so it's a very community, like, let me pay you because I want you to keep paying me, and so you don't have to do little touchy-feely, taglines. It's really real, like investing local matters because then you're going to get paid, right? You go to that business. So to me, that's been one of the biggest wins, and I already kind of talked about some of the challenges, I think. So.
Right. Cool, thank you. I'm going to talk about a win and a challenge for me. And while I'm doing that, I'm just going to invite you in the audience to start thinking about questions that you'd like to ask these panelists. We have a microphone set up over here, so if anybody has questions that they want to ask, go ahead and make your way over to the microphone. I'm going to relate my challenges and my wins to money because I realize that, this business of real estate is a money game, and money game can be an emotional game. Right? And those emotions are triggered sometimes by the checks that are coming in or the losses that are going out. And my first flip, I got somebody to joint venture with me who knew how to flip, and I made about $100,000 on my first flip. Now, I was like, woo! Fill me up, baby, one more time. Let's do that again. Damn. And I couldn't get another deal to save my life after that, right? I was knocking, I was putting out offers, and I couldn't get another deal, and then it became really challenging, and I was like, wow, that was, I realized that isn't an everyday occurrence. And my biggest challenge was when I lost money. I was looking at all kinds of different ways to make passive income, not only real estate, but at the time I was in the stock market as well, and I lost like $35,000 in the stock market in a day, and I lost it because I wasn't watching it. And what I really learned is I can't invest in things I'm not interested in. Now, I can spend all day on Zillow. Seriously. I cannot watch the stock market little thing go up and down for the rest of my life, obviously. So I learned that lesson the hard way. I learned that lesson really the hard way, right? Like, I'm like, get out of the stock market. You're not even willing to look at it. And so, seriously, oh my God, Redfin is real estate porn. It's crazy. Yeah, and then you start venturing into other areas, right? Oh, let's not just look local, let's look all over the place. Oh, anyway. Okay, so people start making your way towards here, and we've got another question. I want to know where you're seeing hidden opportunities. I want to know this, panel, and I think everybody else wants to know this too, right? Hidden opportunities. Rick? Oh, Don? Sorry.
So, like, I just made an offer this week, and I know I'm about $50,000 over, because the crusty old guy,